Step 3. Plan the opening scene. A good opening scene sets the tone for a session. When done well, it inspires a strong sense of immersion and encourages the players to engage with the game. So, how can you make sure your opening scene is good? Well, a great way to ensure a strong start is to plan an opening scene that calls for an immediate decision from the players. For example, start off with a mysterious person running past the PCs in the crowded marketplace, someone yelling "thief" behind them. The party must decide what to do here and now, and by doing so, they become committed, regardless of the choice they actually make. Taking an action against the thief may earn the group the respect of the locals, while not taking an action may paint them as cowards. Either way, this choice can set the tone for any interaction with the townsfolk for the rest of the session. It's important to use a clear call to action at the end of your opening description, such as, "What do you do? How do you respond?" Or even, "Do you draw your sword?" The purpose of these questions is to prompt the players to take action and make decisions. Another interesting way to jumpstart your session is to start in medias res. That's Latin for in the middle of things. Remember those movies that start off in the middle of an action scene without any explanation? That's the effect we're going for. You can generate the same effect by fast-forwarding the boring bits. If the previous session ended with the party deciding that they should renegotiate the terms of an ongoing quest with the king, you can start the next session with, as you enter the throne room, before even uttering a single word, the king looks at you furiously and says, "How dare you come back before completing the quest?" Starting this way allows you to skip the unnecessary travel back to meet the king and start directly with the confrontation. A common misconception is that a strong opening scene has to be a combat encounter or an action sequence, but that is not true. A strong scene can be a heated discussion or the moment of an important decision, anything that requires the players to make a meaningful choice. A neat trick to come up with a good opening scene is to focus on a specific emotion or an atmosphere that you want to generate. If you want to create a sense of danger, maybe you can throw in a goblin ambush. Want to create an atmosphere of lawlessness? Let them find a dead body in the marketplace. So, how do you go about actually writing the opening scene? I like to work in this order. I first decide on the activities that is taking place. Will my opening scene be a combat encounter or a social interaction? Once I have that figured out, I decide on the participants. A goblin ambush may include 6 goblins, but may also include a goblin chieftain or an important wolf shaman. I write down the names of the participants, but I don't bother with the details yet. We'll get to them later on. Next comes the location. Where does my opening scene take place? Is it a forest clearing, a merchant's caravan, or maybe a bustling marketplace? Again, I make the decision, but leave the detail for later. The result should be a short sentence describing the opening scene. For example, the party is attacked by a goblin ambush consisting of 4 goblins and a goblin shaman at an abandoned forest clearing. This is an excellent basis for your opening scene. As I mentioned earlier, this is the order in which I like to plan my opening scenes. You can use any order that works for you. As another example, if you know that your next session will start at the Fat Dragon Inn, then you can start off with the location and then move on to activity and participants. Now that you have a strong opening scene, you can focus your attention on what might happen after it.